And welcome back into another Artist Lounge here at Mix Country 96. Ray Michaels and Katlyn Lowe.
Hey.
And Ivan.
Pulley.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I didn't know if you were going to give your last name or not, or if it was just going to be the Katlyn and Ivan show.
Yeah. It's an entertaining one.
That's right. So, Katlyn, where do you come from? Tell us the Katlyn Lowe story.
Okay, well, I was born in Rochester, New York. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida when I was about 8 years old, I think, and I lived there for the majority of my life, and basically that's where I got kind of my music start as well, and then moved to Nashville a few years back, and been pursuing that ever since. But yeah, music was kind of like an escape for me when I started writing when I was about 12.
And performing shortly thereafter.
Yes. I used to put on shows with my sister in the basement of our house in New York. And we'd put on shows for our family. And then in Jacksonville we did the same. And kind of sang and danced to TLC, Mariah Carey, Dixie Chicks.
So is the sister older or younger?
She's older.
By how much?
By 2 years.
So was she a good influence or a negative influence
Depends which day.
These shows?
No, she was definitely a stronger personality than me when we were younger. And so she kind of took like a second mother role, even though she was only 2 years older. That was just her personality. But she actually is one of the people that got me into singing, because we would, when we were at home by ourselves, we would just sing along to whatever we could and put on these shows, like I said. And then she was very supportive and still is to today. And you get the normal competition with sisters, but she actually ended up not pursuing it. And I kind of kept the dream and the drive, and that's kind of where we separated with the music stuff. But she still loves to sing. But I'd say she was a good influence for the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I think any of us that have sisters would say that for the most part,
yeah,
they're good influences.
Right.
Now, you have kind of done the whole... I don't want to say starving artist routine in Nashville.
You can call it that.
But you've worked, as a waitress and preschool teacher. You've done what you have to do to pay the bills.
Yes, and sometimes both at the same time.
Yeah. But you gig every chance you get, right?
Yeah, and lately we've been, we just finished the album earlier this year, and so wasn't, during that period of the recording the album, wasn't able to like do the gigs as much as I was writing and co-writing with other people. But before that, when I first moved to town, and then recently, I've been gigging every chance that I can. And when I first moved to town, I was hitting up all those honky-tonks that everyone just dreams of going to, and Tootsie's, Legends, all of these places on Broadway. And yeah. Is that what your pick is?
Yeah.
No sponsor.
Is a cool place.
Yeah.
Tootsie's is very cool. Celebrating 59 years?
All the years keep going together, and every year there's a Tootsie's birthday bash.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, it's here again?
Yeah, exactly. And it's coming up in October. I can't remember the date right off the top of my head. But talk about this studio album that you recorded. I mean, historic RCA Studio A.
Oh yeah, it was Studio C, but
Studio C.
But it's still historic. You walk into that building, and if I would have told my 12-year-old self I'd be recording at RCA, I probably wouldn't have believed it. And I have to kind of, you look at the walls when you walk in, and it's just history everywhere. And so I had a couple bad couple years before this album where it was like a roller coaster. I was working with the wrong people, and it just wasn't the right team. And so when I found this new team that I'm working with right now, they really believed in my writing, and they wanted me to be able to showcase that. And so I immediately just started working on some songs, and I wrote 8 of the 10 on the album.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
How many on the album you'd written?
Yeah, 8. I co-wrote and wrote 8 of the 10 that are on the album. And so it just makes the album kind of closer to me, I think. I'm very proud of it, and it definitely shows a little bit of what I've been through, even relationship songs and stuff like that. It's what you've been through the last couple years, and it's good to get it out. Like I said, it's an expression for me, and to have the support of a lot of the radio stations and stuff was just icing on the cake. I'm just grateful for every opportunity that I get.
and we're grateful that you took time out of your schedule to stop by.
I'm so happy that you guys let us come see you in person.
Well, it's nice to, you've talked to people on the phone or you've emailed, but it's nice to be able to put names and faces. And
yeah, I'm a very, face-to-face person, so.
Which probably made you a very good preschool teacher.
It did. You have to be patient, too.
Yeah.
But working with, at a preschool and working and serving people that are drinking is kind of...
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Same scenarios, at least.
Go from one to the other.
If you poop your pants, you go home. That's the rule in both places.
Both places.
So, talk a little bit about the new single that you got out last time.
Last time is... I think it's one of my favorites to perform just because it's such a fun, energetic song. And it's definitely more country on the country side, which we have kind of a mixture on the album because of my influences I've had. But I got into studio. I wrote it with Justina Kelly and Eddie Gore. And Eddie is also one of the co-producers. Him and Justina kind of worked together and he co-produced the album. So I got with them and I kind of was... A lot of the songs I write, I put the blame on other people. I think everybody tends to do that. They're like, I didn't do anything. In this song, I'm kind of taking some of that and okay, what could I have done differently in this relationship, or what would I have done if I'd known that this was the last time? And you get some of the humor in it as well, where it's okay, would I have kind of listened to you blab on and on? Would I have kind of picked up the phone instead of I don't feel like dealing with this right now? So it's just everything that you're kind of I probably would have been more patient. And when I perform it live, it's just one of those songs that you can kind of get up and dance along to, and it's fun listening to people play guitar to it. Everybody plays it a little different, and
okay.
I kind of like that. I like to give people a little bit of freedom when I have them play the song because it just adds so much to it as far as guitar goes.
Sure.
So it's nice, it's fun, but I like it.
Well, let's hear Ivan's take on it and your take on Last Time. Would you do that?
That'd be awesome, yes. Came out of nowhere like a freight train run free. Hit me like a wrecking ball, knocked the wind right out of me. Thought everything was fine, but I guess I'll play the fool this time. And I still remember like it was yesterday. Look I saw in your eyes will always be engraved in my mind. Wish I'd known it was gonna be the last time. I would've cared, would've cried, would've fought like hell and tried to make things right. I would've picked up when you called, I would've listened when you talked about anything at all. If only we could rewind, maybe it wouldn't be the last time. I tried to salvage us from the wreckage that remained. It all happened so fast, but I'll take all the blame. He said I brought out the worst in you for the last time. I would've cared, would've cried, would've fought like hell and tried to make things right. I would've picked up when you called and listened when you talked about anything at all. If only we could rewind, maybe it wouldn't be the last time. The last time. Like it's all so clear to see. I took for granted how good you were to me. The little things they added up, but were never enough. I would've cared, would've cried, would've fought like hell and tried to make things right. I would've picked up when you called and listened when you talked about anything
good.
Thank you.
That I can see people singing along and dancing along.
Yes, it's definitely one of the upbeat, fun tempos.
Absolutely. Now, where can folks get your music?
Okay, people can find my music my handle is at Katlyn Lowe Official, and that's pretty much for everything, Instagram, YouTube. But the spelling of my name is Katlyn and Lowe. So as long as they type in that, they'll be good.
There you go. And of course, the name of the single is?
Yes, the name of the single is Last Time, and I just am really glad that you guys let us come play it for you, and I'm thankful for you guys having us here today.
Well, like I say, we certainly appreciate you taking the time out to stop. And there's something else I want to chat about.
Yes.
Because it's something else that I know is important to you, and it's important to me. It's Musicians on Call.
Oh, yes.
Explain to the viewers what that is.
Musicians on Call is an organization where they get a bunch of musicians and they are able to go into hospitals and hospice care and veterans places, and you go in and you basically play music for all these people. So you'll go room to room, or you'll sit in the middle room and play, and it's just basically with the object of music heals. And it means a lot to me because I've gone in and you see someone that's having such a hard time and they don't know how to communicate, or they can't tell someone how they're feeling, and then you go into this room and you just see them tapping along or singing along, or they'll just start crying, and you just connect with them on a different level. And it's an amazing organization. I love it, and they've been super welcoming to up-and-coming artists and whoever wants to be a part of it. And yeah, it's just a really great thing.
Well, and music really does connect us across all generations.
Oh yeah,
and
any
it's all
language.
genres of music.
Yeah, I think any language, it's inspiring.
We studies have shown that, especially elderly dementia patients, if you plug in an iPod that's got music from their generation, they automatically start responding.
Right. It's like they remember it somehow, even though they can't remember a lot of other stuff. So it's kind of crazy, but it's amazing how it works.
Absolutely. Well, Katlyn, thank you for doing that, and thanks for stopping by for another edition of the Artist Lounge here at Mixed Country 96.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thanks for tuning in.